5 SUVs, mechanics and Consumer Reports. Both say they are built to last. Consumer Reports just finished analyzing data from 380,000 real vehicles, and when you line that up with what mechanics are actually seeing on the lift every single day, the same 5 compact SUVs keep rising to the top every single time. Not because of ads, not because of a dealership incentive, because they last. These are the ones owners are still driving at 200,000 miles with nothing but oil changes and brake pads. And if you're in your 60s, 70s, or somewhere beyond, and what you really need is a vehicle that starts every morning without a single surprise, gets you to your appointments, your grandkids, your dog's vet, and back home without ever becoming the problem, this list was made for you. 2 data sources today. Consumer Reports, whose annual survey covers repair history from nearly 400,000 real car owners, and RepairPal, which tracks actual shop visits and real repair costs from mechanics across the country. If an SUV scores high on both, that's not marketing, that's proof. If you believe reliability matters more than luxury, hit the like button, because that's exactly what this ranking is about. SUVs that actually make sense long-term. Number 5. Kia Sportage. I know, some of you just made a face. Give me 2 minutes. The Sportage from the last several years is a completely different vehicle from what Kia was building a decade ago. The 2.5-liter, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, no turbo straining to keep up, no CVT that mechanics quietly dread. A traditional automatic transmission refined through years of actual use. RepairPal gives it a strong reliability score, and Kia backs it with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Even on a used vehicle, if you're within that window from the original sale date, you're still covered. That's genuinely hard to find anywhere else. I know a woman, 74 years old, retired school librarian. She'd been driving the same Chevy Equinox for years, and the repair bills were stacking up. Her daughter asked me what she should look at. I said, Sportage. She bought a used one, called her daughter 2 weeks later, and said it was the smoothest ride she'd had in years, and she could actually see out of it properly. That was 20 months ago. She has spent exactly $0 on anything unexpected since. For around $29,000 new or well under $20,000 used, you get comfortable seating, a quiet, smooth ride, and a powertrain that just takes care of itself without asking anything from you. If you want a car that disappears into your daily routine and leaves you to think about everything else that matters more, the Sportage is a legitimate answer. Number 4. Subaru Forester. Here's something that almost never happens in this industry. Subaru redesigned the Forester for 2025, and Consumer Reports came back and said it was better than ever. Redesigns almost always bring problems in the first year or two. New engineering, unexpected recalls, teething issues nobody saw coming. Subaru avoided all of that. They just got it right the first time. The 2.5-liter Boxer engine has been in use long enough that mechanics know every inch of it, every common wear point, every minor quirk. Nothing is a surprise anymore. When something eventually does need attention, because everything does at some point, your local shop handles it without specialty rates. Subaru now ranks second in Consumer Reports' overall brand reliability, right behind Toyota. What I hear consistently from people who drive these is the visibility. The windows are tall, the hood falls away cleanly in front of you, parking at the grocery store, backing out of your driveway, pulling into a tight spot with a pole on one side and a minivan on the other. All of it is just less stressful than most other SUVs. For everyday driving, that visibility matters more than any spec sheet number. Every single trim comes with all-wheel drive included. No package to select, no upcharge, just there when you need it. If you live somewhere with icy winter mornings or wet roads in the fall, that is not a small thing. Around $30,000 new used 2022 or 2023 models with under 40,000 miles run $22,000 to $25,000. Annual repair costs stay below the class average consistently. Number 3. Mazda CX-5. This is the one that makes mechanics a little frustrated, and I mean that entirely as a compliment. It just does not come in for anything serious. Consumer Reports has recommended the CX-5 for 11 consecutive years. Not a good run. 11 straight years. RepairPal rates it 4.5 out of 5, the highest reliability score in its entire class. Annual maintenance averages $447. The class average is $573, and the probability of a major repair is just 8%, compared to 13% for the average compact SUV. Those are not close numbers. Mazda made a very deliberate decision when everyone else was chasing headlines with turbos and complex new transmissions. They kept a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder paired with a proven 6-speed automatic, no turbo to eventually burn out, no timing belt to replace every 60,000 miles. It runs on a timing chain built to last the life of the engine. Mechanics have watched these go 150,000, 180,000, 200,000 miles without drama. I have seen it myself. If your driving is mostly local, errands, doctor visits, picking up the grandkids after school, maybe a longer road trip a few times a year, and you want the lowest possible ownership cost over the next decade, this is your vehicle, period. A used 2020 or 21 CX-5 with around 50,000 miles is running $21,000 to $24,000 right now. A same-year RAV4 with similar miles is $23,000 to $27,000. The Mazda costs less up front and less to keep on the road. The market just hasn't figured out how good this vehicle actually is. That's your advantage if you're paying attention. Number 2. Honda CR-V 49. 30 years. The CR-V has been on the market for 30 years. Not because Honda ran clever commercials, because people bought it, drove it to 200,000 miles, and went straight back to get another one. RepairPal gives it 4.5 out of 5 stars, ranked second out of 26 compact SUVs in its class. Average annual repair cost is just over $400. J.D. Power scored it an 83 out of 100 on dependability. And I See Cars, which analyzed over 400 million actual vehicles on the road, ranks Honda as the third longest-lasting brand in the entire country. Honda figured something out early and never walked away from it. Don't over-engineer what's already working. The 2017 and 2018 CR-V had some early issues with the turbocharged engine in cold climates. Honda addressed them. The 2019 and later models have proven solid in real long-term ownership. CR-V owners at 200,000 miles are not unusual. They are completely normal. If you've got a dog that needs regular vet trips, grandkids who need picking up after school, or just a daily life that requires a vehicle you can count on every single day without giving it a second thought, the CR-V is exactly that vehicle. Comfortable without being too soft. Enough cargo space that loading up for a weekend away doesn't become a project. Tech that doesn't require reading a manual just to get the basics working. It is just easy to live with. And easy, after a while, starts to feel like the real luxury. Starting around $31,000 new. A used 2021 or 2022 with under 40,000 miles runs $24,000 to $27,000. Number 1. Toyota RAV4. Neither of. Not a surprise, but here's the specific reason this earns the top spot. Because it's a Toyota is not the complete answer. The RAV4 was the best-selling non-pickup truck in America in 2025. Not a Ford, not a Chevy. A Toyota compact SUV. That didn't happen because of a marketing campaign. It happened because someone's parent drove one past 200,000 miles and told everyone they knew to go buy one. That kind of word of mouth cannot be manufactured. RepairPal rates it 4.5 out of 5, with average annual repair costs of $447. Consumer Reports consistently rates it above average for predicted reliability. The IC Cars study, tracking over 400 million real vehicles, puts Toyota as the #1 longest-lasting brand in the country. RAV4 owners crossing 250,000 miles isn't a rare story. It is just what happens when you stay on top of maintenance. Here is what mechanics genuinely respect about this engine. The 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder has been developed and refined over decades. When something eventually needs attention, and it will on any vehicle at some point, parts are at every shop in the country. Every mechanic has worked on this engine before. No specialty tools. No dealer-only diagnostic software running up your bill before they even start. That means faster turnaround and a much more reasonable invoice. A water pump replacement on the RAV4, if you ever need one, runs about $650 at most independent shops. Brake pads all four corners, around $320. Real numbers, not dealer prices. I want to say something honest to anyone watching this who is in their 60s or 70s or beyond and just wants to stop worrying about their car. The RAV4 is the answer to that. It is not trying to impress anyone. It does not care about turning heads. It just works. Every single morning, every errand run, every drive to see the grandkids a few towns over, or a long Sunday afternoon with your dog in the back seat and nowhere you have to be in a hurry. The RAV4 asks nothing from you except that you fill it up and change the oil. New RAV4 starts around $29,800. A used 2021 or 2022 with under 50,000 miles runs $26,000 to $30,000. And if you ever decide to sell it down the road, resale holds better than almost anything else in its class. Buy it, drive it for 10 years, walk away ahead. That is the deal. So those are the 5. Kia Sportage, Subaru Forester, Mazda CX-5, Honda CR-V, and Toyota RAV4. 5 SUVs that mechanics and Consumer Reports both agree on. Not 5 that look polished in a brochure. 5 that hold up in real life, for real people, over real miles. I thus helped you get a clearer picture before your next decision. Hit the like button. It tells me this kind of straight, honest breakdown is worth making more of. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I've got more of these coming. Real information, no dealer spin, just honest talk about vehicles that actually make sense for the way you live. I'll see you in the next one.